Hello, 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 hello. Hello, Facebook. Hello, LinkedIn. Hello, YouTube. My name is Linda Murray Bullard. They call me the business plug. And so this evening, I'm going to plug you into another topic, business topic for business people. But before I introduce my guest, I want to talk to you about two things. First thing, if you want to be on the Business Plugs Mixer, I have the link in the wherever you're watching this. And while we're talking about that, go ahead and like and share. And feel free to comment. But we're going to have a conversation with Dr. Sonja Elise. And then next thing is on May the 27th, I am hosting. It is that time of year again. It's time for the summer version of the Building Your Own Business. Building Your Own Business is a 12-week course of evidence-based curriculum that is, I'm a licensed affiliate certified affiliate from the Kauffman Foundation. So it's an evidence-based curriculum for 12 weeks where we teach you the business side of doing business. And we do it Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. On Saturday mornings for 12 consecutive weeks. You get all the business knowledge that you don't think you know. We cover things that you think that you don't think you know, and we cover things that you might know but teach you how to do it better. So with those two things done, the housekeeping is done. Thank you for joining us this evening. Hello, 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 and hello there, the Queen Diva. How are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me, Linda.
Well, thank you for coming. I'm glad that you were available to come and join me. Thank you for your yes for coming on. And so tell my audience, because they may have forgotten, it's been a minute since you've been on. So tell them who you are and what it is that you do, what you're known for.
Well, yes, my name is Dr. Sonja Elise Freeman, also known as Queen Diva. I am a musician, I am an executive producer, and an inspirational influencer.
I
And
know.
my company is Divine Voices Media. And so what I do pretty much a lot of things concerning media. I have a podcast. I do a monthly new e-magazine. I have what's it, Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives. I'm just always online broadcasting, sharing, just anything and all things that's inspiring, empowering, and encouraging.
Absolutely. So tell us about these recent awards you won.
I am the inaugural Ms. Achievement Barbados 2023. Yay!
I know.
I will be competing in the Ms. Achievement World Pageant on June 29th, 2023. So I'm really excited about that. I joined this pageant system because I'm on a heritage journey, and
Okay.
I'm really looking into my great grandmother's side of the family, who is originally from Barbados. And I didn't really get to, because when she was alive, I was so young and I didn't know anything about asking her about her life in Barbados and her coming to New York through Ellis Island. I didn't find all this out till years later. And so now that I'm in my fabulous 50s, and I'm so thankful I don't look it, I am.
I know
I
it,
am.
right? We age well.
Don't we? Don't we? So I just decided, I need to find out more about my Bayesian heritage, and what better way to do that than to represent Barbados in the Ms. Achievement pageant? And it's been a blast. I've been really blessed to be able to join the Barbados Association of Texas here in Houston. I'm in Houston, Texas, and I joined this year. So I'm on the board of directors for 2 years. And so I'm learning so much from my fellow board members and members who were either born in Barbados or raised here by parents who are from Barbados. And we just have a blast talking about all things Barbados. And so it's really been just giving me such joy of being a part of this pageant and just sharing. My platform is Black Music Preservation,
Okay.
and I am working closely with the Rhythm and Blues Preservation Society.
Mm.
And it is based out of Atlantic City, New Jersey. And
Mm-hmm.
I am their artist in residence. And
I know.
also, I'm working as the VP of Communications and Marketing. So what we do with this, it's a music society. It's a nonprofit 501c3 organization with a sole mission to preserve Black music culture one record at a time.
I love it.
And
I love
what's
it.
so awesome about this organization is there's many other music societies that are all a part of the United States. But our mission is to get African American music studies as a degree program in colleges and universities across the United States and then eventually worldwide.
I love it.
So it's just I mean, it's just everything just kind of lined up because I was prayerful about what I wanted to do next in my life, what new achievements I wanted to achieve. And just the Lord just led me into the pageant and then with this nonprofit organization of music, me being a musician, and I sing too. I am a executive producer of the Strength of a Woman Phyllis Hyman tribute. And this year marks my 10th year
Yay.
producing this tribute. And it has been, when I say it's been an incredible journey producing this tribute, it really, really has. I started on Phyllis Hyman's birthday in 2013
Wow.
at a very small nightclub in New York City called the Metropolitan Room. It is no longer in existence, but the people that were there, and shout out to them, Bernie and his lovely wife, their first band, they gave me the opportunity to perform an hour set, just songs that I love that was recorded by Phyllis Hyman. To um, it was just for one day, but it was what was so great about it was my first time ever producing a show, and I really didn't know what I was doing. All I knew was I wanted to sing 1 hour of my favorite Phyllis Hyman songs.
Mm.
And they told me if you can get at least 40 seats sold, we will go ahead and give you a show. And I didn't have to pay for anything. All I had to do was just show up and sing. And I was able to sell, I think it was exactly 40 seats, but
Wow.
only 11 people showed up that day. It was so crazy. And I remember it clearly because it was a beautiful Saturday afternoon. And it was around, I had a 4 o'clock show. And it was anything and everything was going on that day was going on in the vicinity of my what? So it was a huge festival, one block over. There was a parade going on somewhere. I said, what is going on? So 11 people showed, but out of the 11 that showed was Phyllis Hyman's second cousin, Vanessa Farley. Shout out to
Mm.
her. She
Ah.
came all the way down from Montclair, New Jersey to come to my show. And I was able to present her a letter of support that I had gotten from the former mayor at the time, he was mayor at the time, Mayor Bill de Blasio and his wife, Chirlane. They are huge mental health advocates. And so they gave me a letter and I framed it and I gave it to her. So that was like the high point for me, the
Ah.
kickoff of my first time ever producing this tribute. And then it was just a slow and steady climb these last 10 years. And what was really great about this whole journey, I had my eye on getting on Broadway and I wasn't sure how I was going to do it. And I knew it was expensive. I knew I didn't know what I was doing. But let me tell you, God is faithful to those who are faithful.
I know it.
And I definitely made my way to Broadway. It took me 5 years. It
Wow.
took me 5 years to get to Broadway. And I did a show at Feinstein's 54 Below. It's a supper club right on Broadway. And it was incredible. And the person I had as a guest was Ona J. Allen Gums. He was the producer and arranger of Phyllis Hyman's Betcha by Golly Wow.
Mm.
And he came on his birthday, I'll never forget, September 3rd, 2019, 2018.
Wow.
And he came with his wife. And the best compliment that he gave was he had his eyes closed the whole time I was singing the set, and he was smiling. That
No.
was like the best compliment you ever get from music, especially when I sang the song that he arranged, Bet You by Golly Wow. And at the
No.
end of the concert, he was like, you embodied Phyllis the entire show. He said, I'm so glad I came because it took me 4 years to get him to come. Because he kept saying, no, no, sorry, I'm busy, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, sorry. And then one day he called me and said, listen, I'm going to come And not on my coming, it's on my birthday, and I'm bringing my wife. I
Oh,
was ecstatic. I was just so ecstatic. And they were both so happy. And I'm so glad that he came because he passed away 2 years after that. And but the fact that he was able to finally come and see the show and give his blessing to the show, it just warmed my heart. And it was really awesome producing the show all these years is that I was able to connect with people who actually worked with Phyllis. I connected with her costume designer, her musicians, her assistant. Her assistant came to the sold out show we had off Broadway at the Triad Theater. He flew in from Michigan just to come see my show.
wow.
And he was another one that says, "You embody Phyllis. I'm so glad you're doing this. Keep doing this and don't ever stop and get to the goals that you want to reach." And I was like, "Thank you so much. Just thank you so much." And so it was really odd. And he's another one passed away not long after the performance. So I'm so glad that the ones that that was able to connect with, they did finally say yes. And when they came, they were so happy that they said yes. And it's just beautiful. It's just been a beautiful opportunity for me to do this, and this is my way of preserving black music culture by doing Phyllis Hyman's tribute.
I
And
love
so
that.
so what I'm working on now with that is because it's the 10th anniversary, I started a fundraiser at the beginning of the month, and it's from May 1st until July 6th, which will be Phyllis Hyman's 74th birthday.
Oh,
And I am looking to record a tribute album and documentary. And this is something that I've been wanting to do for the last 10 years, but I haven't been able to like really focus because I was doing 10 different things along with this tribute. But now I'm like, okay, I got to get back to this. The Lord was really pressing on my heart. He said, you need to get back to doing this because one of the main things I always try to share at my performances, not only her music, but I try to explain the importance of your mental health and also suicide prevention.
right.
And I had been doing it for the last 10 years when people weren't really trying to hear it. And it was like, oh, that's so dark, whatever, whatever. But since the pandemic, and a lot of people had gone through mental health issues, and suicide was very high during this pandemic. Now people are waking up to realize, we need to be more aware. We need to understand and know more about our mental health and how can we take
Absolutely.
care of ourselves, as well as preventing those who go down that spiral, just that spiral mental loop toward suicide.
Absolutely.
So it's important now than more than ever to me.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
those that
Yeah, yeah, all of that. And so let's unpack some of this. So concerning the Barbados, right? Like finding your heritage. I can relate to that because I learned that my mom was from her people were from Cameroon. And I actually
oh,
flew to Cameroon and actually spoke at a women's conference there because I
nice.
asked God, could I put my feet on the place where my heritage was? And so I got to go to Cameroon. And then you talked about Barbados. I am convinced that Barbados is the preview of heaven. Such a beautiful place, such beautiful people. Like I, so here in the States, you see poinsettias, right? And so poinsettias are our Christmas plant. I went over there in November, and the poinsettia tree, like the poinsettia tree, like I've all my life I've only seen the poinsettias in a little bowl. I mean, in a regular flower pot that
Plant.
you use
Mm-hmm.
during Christmas. But over there in Barbados, they actually have a poinsettia tree, and I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, that blooms in November. And so I was there in November, and it was standing proud with the red, the red foliage and everything. So love, love, love my Barbados people, and some of them follow me now. So hello to my Baja folks.
Bajan.
Beja.
Hey.
Thank you, Beja people. I just I was gonna say it wrong. Thank you to my Beja people who've been following me ever since. That was in 2018, I think that I went there. 2017. That's where I got the name the business plug. I was in Barbados. I
Oh,
was in
cool.
Barbados. Yeah, that's where my moniker came from. And also, so concerning your fundraiser for the documentary and the tribute for the
The
tribute.
album. Yeah.
Yeah, the album. And so people like I still remember Phyllis Hyman, some of her songs and how soulful and voiceful and alive they were. Like I love, 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 love. Oh, so we then I haven't spoke to our guest. So Angela Marshburn, excuse me, said she was there when you gave that show.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she said she was there. And
That's
then
right.
Leona said she loves Phyllis Hyman. And then she said her
Oh,
family's from the Christian Church Parish in Barbados. Yes, shout out to
oh,
them all.
oh,
I
awesome.
I truly believe that Barbados is a preview of heaven. I mean,
Oh,
how could it
wow.
not be, right? With the Roman hills and the ivory rock, the emerald rock, and such great people, such great food, such great people. Like went there and had the best time. And to know that you're from there, ma'am, that is I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So how can my audience support your fundraiser?
Oh, absolutely. So, the two most popular forms of online payment is the Cash App
Okay.
or Venmo, and
Okay.
it's both Divas Diamonds. Cash App would be dollar signs Divas Diamonds, and then Venmo is Divas Diamonds. Those are the most popular, I understand. If they want to do PayPal, it's my email address, divinevoicesmedia@gmail.
I'm typing that in the chat so that it's on all the platforms.
And I would love to go to Barbados. I actually need to update my passport.
Oh,
I couldn't
baby,
get
I
it
tell you,
updated,
you will have the
during the.
best time. They
Yeah,
are
I know I will. I've been talking it up for a long time, so I
Yeah,
just
they
need to know
I've
where to
been there
go.
twice. So I went the
Oh,
first time that in 2017 and I met my Barbados uh hostess, who I call her, she's like Laura on the Love Boat. But we
oh wow.
kidnapped her. The first time we went, we kidnapped her and took her. When they told me, they said, "Well, we're going on a safari," and I had never been to Barbados, so I didn't know. And so when they say safari, I'm thinking lions, tigers, and bears, right? Because I had never been to Barbados, I didn't know. And so, so her and some other people, they had a safari, so we convinced her, even though she had the whole thing, she was the hostess for everything that we incurred over there. We kidnapped her and made her go on the safari with us. And
Wow.
the safari was going all over the island, like to the different
Oh.
parts from one side to the other. So it was like 3 hour. We went on a 3 hour tour, something like
Okay, like
Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan.
Something like Gilligan's Island. She felt kidnapped. But we had the best time. And because she's native, right? She would take us to different places and tell us the history of them. And we went backwoods. We went somewhere up in the little jungle looking place. And it was a thing that looked just like blades of grass, but if you touch it, it cut you. Like I
Oh
remember
wow.
that. It was quite the experience. I mean, you are going to love, love, love Barbados. Leona, I tell you, if you have not been to Barbados, and this is not just for Dr. Sonja, but for anybody, if you've not been, if you want to see what heaven, I think heaven would look like, you should go to Barbados. You should go.
I have
And
to go. It's drawing me there, so I know it's just a matter of
you need
time before I
you need
get
to answer the call, ma'am. I've been twice, and I was not disappointed either time. And Rihanna, right? So
there.
I
Yes.
actually did a video outside of her house that's there, and they love Rihanna. They love, 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 love that young lady. And they talk about how she's done very good things for the community and very good things for what's going on there. So yeah, we love, we love, we love, we love, we love, we love, we love Barbados. That is a good thing. And so,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
and so getting back to Phyllis Hyman, so they can make donations at $ Diva Diamonds on Cash App, or they can go to Diva Diamonds on Venmo and make donations. And no donation is too small. So if you have $2 or $3, if you have $1, because collectively is how we do it, right? Small donations go a long way. Small
If a
donations.
thousand people give $1, that's $1,000.
You
So
better know
I'm not mad at anybody's contribution, really.
it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you love Phyllis Hyman, and ask for a shout out from the stage or something, but do something. Oh, can they get tributes? How much is a tribute worth?
A
Maybe.
tribute.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I need.
if they want to say, well, I would like my name inserted somewhere. Like, how much could that be worth? What donation would that need to be?
I need to break that down because I was actually thinking about putting together an actual e-magazine of
Yes,
just the 10 years that I've been celebrating, and I
yes,
could put their name in the magazine. So if your name is in the magazine, because that's forever on there, if you give a $100 donation,
there it
it would
is.
actually be in the magazine,
There it
and you can
is.
actually print it out for yourself or your family and
There
friends or
it
whatever that you were a
is.
part of
I
this
love
of
it.
this
I love it.
documentary. So I was thinking about things like that. I'm going to work on that actually today because I want to give more incentives for people to feel like they're a part of it. Because it's
Absolutely.
one thing to just give money, but if you feel like you're actually a part of the recording and the documentary, and you see your name on the credits, once it's done, it makes a difference. It really does
It
make
does
a
make a
difference.
difference. And you become a part of the legacy.
Exactly. This is all preserving her musical legacy by doing
Absolutely.
this record and the documentary. Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. Great idea, ma'am. Great idea. I love that. And so what else is going on? So talk about the pageants.
Yes, so this pageant, I have been following this pageant for a while because I was in another pageant a couple of years ago, and I'm always like kind of thinking ahead, what next thing I could be a part of that can learn something new that could help me with my life's journey, and that's when I found the Achievement World pageant. And what it is, it celebrates you and your achievements, you being smart. Their slogan is "Smart is beautiful." And so
Mm,
it's not just about your outer beauty, but it's about your mind. It's about the achievements that you make in academia, in your career, and just in the community. And so I have so many fellow queens in this pageant system, both past and present, who are phenomenal. If you go to the doctor, it's called the parent company is Dr. World Pageant. So
uh-huh.
if you look up Dr. World Productions, you can go to their website and you can see the past queens and the present queens that's reigning right now. They are doing such amazing work in all fields, all over
Wow.
the world. It's just really I keep saying amazing, but that's like the best word to describe it because it celebrates you as a woman and your achievements. How many times are we ever celebrated for what we do? It's
Absolutely.
not very often, and people don't recognize the things that you contribute and just who you are. And I just love that this pageant does that. And it's virtual, so I don't have to worry about getting no luggage and airfare and all that. I can do it from the comfort of my home and
Hmm.
just send in ahead of time my interview video and my gown, my evening gown video, and then the day of we do our and then we do our interview as well, and then the day of they let us know we'll July 29th is when we'll actually know the results. That's when the
Right.
actual results will happen, but we will be competing prior to July 29th, and I just love it. I'm so excited to be a part because I really truly exemplify this pageant. I'm a person that achieves things. I would have to say I'm an overachiever. I need some people to
Overachievers run
say
the
that.
world.
I'm trying to tell you, and it's not that, and I don't do it because of the accolades. I do it because I genuinely enjoy learning new things and mastering it and doing it really well and presenting it out into the universe. I genuinely enjoy doing that. And so it just so happens that I get a certificate for it, or I'll get a degree for it, or I'll get, a photo op for it.
I love it. I love it. But that's living your best life. Like, how many people,
Absolutely.
let's talk about that because how many people think, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too, whatever. Whatever people put in your head when you're a kid or you're younger and
Yeah.
they say, oh, you're too whatever. You're too much. You're too this, you're too tall, you're too skinny, you're too this or that. How many people have been held back and are not living the life that you're living because somebody said, along the way that they were too much of whatever, right? And so the
Yeah.
fact that when we interviewed before, and you talked about the pageants, and you talked about how, people self-esteem, right? Your confidence level, like all of that, when you win a pageant, right? That you went out for, because a lot of us think, oh, pageants, you have to be a certain size, a certain age, a certain this, a certain that. And you've proven that there's a whole pageant community
It's a
that
world.
awards women
It's a
for the
whole
things that
culture.
really count. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They have a pageant for everything. Everything. They got pageants for the way you look, for your intellect, for your interests, academia. There's a pageant for everything. So
I
there
love
is
it.
no reason for people, for men and for women and for children.
I
So
like it.
there, and I highly recommend that everybody in the universe compete at least once.
That
It's
whole
something
experience.
about it's something about preparing and being coached and being focused and zeroing on winning something and giving your best. It's something about that is just a beautiful thing for you. And whether you
Mhm.
win or not, just the fact that you have taken the time and taken the steps and gotten to know what you're doing and really gave your best, that is something that every single person needs to experience, because it is incredible when you've done all that hard work and then you get to the goal and then you win the crown. Honey, ain't nothing like it in the world. You hear
I
me?
love it. I
Nothing.
love
There's
it.
nothing like it in the world. They got business pageants. They got pageants for people who are in wheelchairs. They got pageants for people who just like to love the earth. The Miss Earth pageant. That's one of the biggest pageants now, is Miss Earth. So I'm like this.
I love it. I love it though, because now, couldn't come at a better time, because now, we're getting back out in the world, and we're trying to do something new, because one thing COVID taught us, right, is that the old us can't go forward. So we have to create the new us, which is more viable, which is who we really are, which is taking off all the I can't, or I shouldn't be, or I couldn't, whatever that is, and enhancing our self-esteem and grabbing our confidence and doing the things that we never thought possible, because we've all made it through COVID. So
Yes,
we should celebrate
we
by
should
living this.
celebrate.
Absolutely. By living this side of the
Absolutely.
life. Anyway, nothing's off the table. Being exactly who you were meant to be. Like, I love, 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 love helping people to find their purpose. Like, why are you
Mm-hmm.
here? Like that thing that's been burning, that's been burning in your gut, and every now and then it rises up, and you be like, I really need to do something about that. I really need to go try that. Like, just
Mm-hmm.
trying experiences. How wonderful. I love it. I love it, Angela. I love it. Yes, it enhances. I love it. All of that. We're worthy of that. We're worthy of that. And
Absolutely, we should try. If nothing else, just try. And
yeah,
and don't just try like, oh, I'm just gonna do it just so I can be around people. No, do it to really work toward winning.
I love
Do
it.
it to really work toward, because you just like the Word of God says, you have to keep your eye marked on the prize. That you
Yeah.
have to keep your eye on the prize of things. You shouldn't be just doing it just to be doing it. You should be working toward the win. Now,
Yes.
whether you win or not, it's really not the point, but you should be working toward the win. You
The
should, with every
experience.
fiber of your being, wanting to win.
Absolutely.
And you have that desire, you do the work, and you really be focused on it. There's no reason for you not to. Now, and another thing too, people get it confused that the pageant is about you competing against other contestants. That's not what it's about. It's about you competing for that title.
Yeah.
That's what you're competing for. You're not competing against anyone. You are competing for the title. You're basically, what it is, you're interviewing for to be the brand ambassador of this organization. You
Mm,
just got to give them a reason why should they choose you to represent their brand. And if
absolutely.
you are the best person to show that, then they will pick you.
I like it. 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 I love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. And so, as we get ready to close here, so what takeaway would you like people to have from this interview?
I would just really like people to know that whatever it is in your heart to fulfill, don't put it off. We've seen, if nothing else, during this pandemic, how life waits for no one. And if you have the opportunity to start your business or write that book or compete in the pageant, do it. If you
Yes,
don't know how to do it, ask for help. There's too many people. Linda knows people. If she don't know the answer, she gonna find it to make sure you got it if you pay her the right price to
absolutely.
do so. That's
Absolutely.
that's what it's all about. We have each other. We have each other where we're doing it for free or we're getting paid for it. There's no excuse for you not to succeed in life if you don't ask for help. So that is
Absolutely.
what I really want everyone to take away. And that's why I came on here. That's why I asked to be on here because I'm asking for help. I need fundraising funds for me to record this album. This is really important to me. I want to get this album documentary done in time for next year. Next year, had she lived, she would have turned 75 years old come
That's nice.
June 6th, 2024. I want to have this album and documentary done and be able to debut it on her birthday next year for her 75th celebration. So I'm putting it out there in the universe and putting it on your show that I need help. I usually don't ask for help, and that's my thing, and that's been hurting me. So I'm like, I'm not doing that no more. I'm in my fabulous 50s. I'm going to ask for help. I am asking anyone who has an ear to hear that I am looking to help fundraise my Phyllis Hyman record and documentary so that it can be completed for June 6th, 2024 for her 75th birthday. And I'm going to say this too out in the universe. I want to perform at the Kennedy Center. I want to perform at the Kennedy Center and debut this album and documentary. And I want Donnie Simpson to be my host. So I'm putting it out and I'm praying on it. Somebody knows somebody who knows somebody who knows Donnie and somebody, philanthropist, grant writer, whatever. Let's bring it.
I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So as I close here, thank you all for joining us this evening on the Business Plugs Mixer. Today was a little different, but guess what? It's in the same line of the business. We're doing the the $1 million business ideas, right? And doing the $1 million business ideas is a whole series that we're doing those during the week. But this falls in line with it because you would be surprised how many people are sitting on $1 million business ideas and they are not doing it because they have fear. The
Yes.
fear of what somebody would say, the fear of what would they think, the fear of how would I have to change, the fear of whatever it is. And so
Mm-hmm.
in this season, we're presenting these $1 million business ideas in order to encourage you to just do it, to just get started. Like just get started. One thing, walk it through. There's a whole lot of help out here. Google University is still our friend.
Come on.
Google
Come on.
University is still our friend. My name is Linda Murray Bullitt. They call me the business plug. And today I've plugged you into the Phyllis Hyman tribute for her 75th birthday and how you can be a part of that, even getting your name in it. So join me next Sunday, 7 o'clock p.m. here on the Business Plugs Mixer. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.